Boker Tov, Gbirotai v'Rabotai. This is a surprise. I actually do speak Hebrew. Thank you, Yossi, for the warm welcome. And thank you, Yoshua, for doing such a great job. So I get the credit, you get to do the work. I like that concept.
Leo, when is the assessment and the salary increase next round in HP?
I know that he's giving you 5%. So, and Bill, Renee, and Ivan, it's an honor and a pleasure to share this roundtable with you. It's an incredible panel to talk about a few of the most important things that are happening in this world, in this digital world. We're bringing together two of the world's largest connectivity providers and two of the world's largest connectivity enablers, so hopefully we'll be able to entertain you with some interesting thoughts. It's hard to come on stage after René because he basically already said all of the important things I wanted to say, but so forgive me if it's going to be a little bit repetitive because we actually share some of these thoughts. So I'm happy to share with you some of the thoughts that we at HP have concerning connectivity. And in fact, for us, it's a much broader discussion about information, how it is created, managed, delivered, consumed, and how through the use of technology, we can actually enable much better decision-making, better processes, and ultimately actually create, hopefully, a better world. Over the decades, information technology has massively changed from a tool of productivity to a tool of collaboration. And today, IT and telecommunications, we have kind of come together to become the fabric of the world. We live in the information age, we work in the information age, and in fact, information has become the most valuable raw material that is created, consumed, and delivered in an always-on connected environment. Now, if you think about it, if you really consider information as the most important raw material, you wouldn't believe that, for example, an oil pipeline would flow in a totally unsecured way from the place where they extract oil to the consumer. We have the same challenge. We are on the cusp of creating a truly digital world, and the one thing that is standing between us and this realization is security. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to depress you either. I'm actually going to try to lift you up afterwards, but before I do, HP happens to work with some of the world's most important security services, a bunch of 3- and 4-letter acronyms, and it's pretty frightening what's happening out there. You have to get rid of the notion that got conveyed to the medias in the 90s of these little nerds who actually managed to hack a system. These are not little nerds who do this for fun. We are living in a pretty dangerous world. And if we as an industry do not address the security problem, and it is a problem, not a challenge, then this might be the one thing that stands between where we are today in this industry and a truly, completely digital, connected world. So if there's one space where the public authorities, governments, the industry, IT, telecoms need to come together, it isn't security. We need to come up with a few things to really start to create security on the internet. If we do, and we will, because we are all united on this, then we will be able to create something outstanding out there. Because as we see, there is an explosion on the way, and we are going to drive it as HP, on how people will actually use and consume and live in this digital world. People want a seamless, secure, context-aware experience at home, at work, at play, on the road, wherever they are, and mobility is a great tool to achieve that. People are looking for simple, elegant technologies, and in the business world, if there is a better consumer answer to what businesses are providing their people, people will use that better answer. Consumer innovation is driving enterprise. And in the enterprise, the need of compliance, security, manageability is kind of pushing back, and we have to solve this tension. And at the heart of all of this is the convergence of cloud computing and ubiquitous broadband availability. This is fundamentally changing how we are going to use technology in the future. On-premise, legacy, proprietary computing devices and resources are being complemented and indeed replaced by the massive, agile, and open computing resources of the cloud. And once we combine with mobility, we do create connectivity. I happen to believe, and I'm an optimist, that by the end of this decade, 40 billion things will be connected to the internet. The trend is exponential. These are all intelligent devices. So imagine how we can, as people, interact with objects in the future. And this is at the same time a great opportunity and a small challenge. We have to deal with our legacy systems because they are preventing many enterprises to actually connect to the cloud. We have to change the way we interact with customers. We have to embrace a whole new way of interactivity between people and businesses. And by the way, we have to change the way how governments are interacting with citizens. In a digitally connected world, having to stand in line for a form is an absurdity. So we have to change the whole, thank you. We have to change the way how we interact and how we organize our processes in this digital world, which again must drive us to a much more secure environment. And the digitalization of value chains is changing entire industries.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the State of Israel. Please be seated.
So as we are interacting in this digital world and we are creating a whole new value chains, just look at what digitalization has done to the music industry and extrapolate on what it could do to healthcare, to manufacturing, to banking, and what it is already doing to publishing. It is a whole new world created out there, and it is our job as the IT and telecommunication industry to bring this innovation, deploy it, and create usable technology for faster adoption of this digital environment. And in fact, with digitalization and communication, this connectivity can also solve some of the world's most pressing problems. We can actually deal, thanks to the massive capabilities of the cloud, with the data that we create in order to address issues such as the environment. Massively scalable analytics are available, and we can make them available not only to consumers, but also to address some of the world's largest pressing problems. And instead of me preaching here and giving you a theoretical speech, let me give you a concrete example on how connectivity and the cloud can help save people's lives. Counterfeit drugs is an epidemic phenomenon in its own right. It is estimated that $75 billion of counterfeit drugs are being on the market. And not only don't they do anything for you, in fact, they're harmful. So there is a real need to address this problem, and we decided as HP to try to do something about it. And together with an NGO called Apotheker, we created a cloud connectivity system where with a simple SMS on a simple mobile phone, you can type in a code that is printed on a box of malaria treatment, for example, and you get a signal back from the system telling you that this is a real, genuine medication. By doing this, we save people's lives, we deploy technology, And this is an example how, in our connected world, simple but usable technologies can actually save lives. So I look forward to the discussion. Thank you very much. תודה רבה, ונדבר אחר כך.
Thank you very